Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel.
So we are coming here with a force, yeah. Blessing the reap and we coursing on foot. Oh, we not rise on board. So we give thanks that we need it the most. We have to give thanks that...
It's Chani again. Welcome back to Chani's Space. To my old subscribers, you guys are the OGs, and to my new subscribers, welcome to the family. So for today's video is going to be a story time, and we're going to go straight into what today's video is all about. Sorry for all this, I just finished filming for my Instagram, so that will be up very soon. So I just finished filming for my Instagram, that's why all this is on my face. So I decided to do the story time so that you guys would enjoy the story. Yeah, kind of enjoy the story, and yeah, let's get into this. So one day I was going to work. I got to the bus stop where I was to take a cab. We call it a cab here in Abuja. We call it a cab. So I was supposed to take a cab to a particular bus stop before I would get another cab to work. So as I got to that bus stop, I gave a signal, because if you're at that bus stop, you give a signal to tell the driver where you're going to. So a particular cab stopped. That cab stopped. I entered because I felt the cab was going to where I was going to. So I entered. So as I entered, normally they sit 4 behind, then 1 in front with the driver. So I sat down. I was the 3rd person to enter. There was the driver, there was a lady in front with the driver, then there was a guy and another lady. So I was another lady that entered. When I entered, another person was supposed to enter with me. Another person that was going to my direction was supposed to enter with me, but the driver told me to close the door. So I closed the door, thinking, okay, they wanted to carry 3 people instead of 4. You need to grab your popcorn, because this story is something else. Okay, while we're on the road, the next thing, the driver started asking who kept a package in his boot. So I was confused because I just entered the cab, so I really don't understand what is happening exactly. Started asking who kept something in his boot. Everybody kept quiet at first. Then the next thing, the guy behind him started saying he was the one, he was the one that kept it. He said that he knew that guy was the one that kept it. Okay. Yeah, he knew that guy was the one that kept it. That what is inside the package that was in the boot. The guy was okay, it was clothes and shoes and stuff he was supposed to give his family when he gets home. So the driver started saying that no, he's lying, that he knows what is inside, that he knows that it's money that's inside. And me, I was confused. I just entered the cab. This is my first time experiencing this. I know people usually talk about this sort of thing, okay, talk about having such experiences, but I haven't experienced it before. I don't know how it feels to be in such a situation. So at first I didn't even think anything of it. I didn't think that anything was happening. I just I was on my phone at the time, so I was just listening to the conversation and I was still on my phone. So the next thing, the driver was he saw money, that he saw dollars in the package, that the guy is a thief. So the guy started begging the driver that please, he shouldn't report him. He was begging him. So the next thing, he was the driver was immediately after he drops us, that he would take the guy to the police station. At this time, when I heard he saw dollars, I just my eyes left my phone and I was looking at the driver okay. I wasn't still getting what was happening. I was looking at the driver, and at that point, I don't know why it didn't still occur to me that okay, something is up. I don't know what was going through my mind that morning, but I don't know why it didn't still occur to me that something is up, something isn't right. I looked at the driver and I kept doing what I was doing. So the next thing, the lady behind, that's close to me. Next thing, she started saying that no, that the driver shouldn't take the guy to the police station, that if he takes the guy to the police station, the police would kill the guy, like, and eat the money and stuff like that. That instead, that the driver should share the money with the guy as per IWC. So the driver was now asked the guy, do you agree with this? The guy was like, yes, he agrees with it, that he's willing to share the money with the guy. So the driver now said, okay, that everybody in the vehicle, that he has to share the money with everybody in the vehicle, since we're kind of like in this together, that kind of situation. So at the time, I had dropped my phone. I had dropped my phone in my bag, and I was like looking at them, like trying to understand exactly what was going on, because I was like, understanding what was going on here, truth be told. The next thing, the driver then told the guy, now asked the guy, okay, how much is the money in the like package? So the guy was like, it was $1 million. Funny enough, I was supposed to be wowed by this. Like, you know, when you hear that, when most people hear like a large amount of money, they will be wowed. They'll be like, oh wow, such huge amount of money. And bear in mind, I've never encountered this before. I usually hear of situations like this. I usually hear people say, oh, they carried them here, like they call it here is 419. That they carried them here, and like they took all their money and they did this, but they never talk about the process, like what actually happened before that happened. They never talk about that. So I didn't really know that, like, what was happening. I didn't know that was what was happening at the time. So the next thing, it was like $1 million. It was like, okay, that if he shares $1 million amongst like how many? We're 5. So if he shares $1 million amongst like the 5 of us, like, you know that our lives have changed. That's like $200,000 each. So, ladies and gentlemen, the guy agreed. So as he agreed, the driver kept driving, and the road the driver was supposed to take, he was supposed to keep driving forward, but instead he turned. But before he turned, he said something. He was like that he saw charm on the package. That, what is the charm for? Then the guy was like, that his boss, he stole the money from his boss. He said he stole the money from his boss, that his boss is an oil, what do they call it? Oil was there. Okay, the boss works in an oil bunkering. Yeah. Yes.
The boss does oil bunkering.
Okay, yes, the boss does oil bunkering, yes. He said the boss does oil bunkering, that the boss is like, he painted the boss in like, okay, this man is a wicked man, so I decided to steal from him. It was like, the boss does oil bunkering, that the boss is wicked, the boss doesn't pay them well. That's so he decided to steal from the boss and like have his own share. Should just have his own share, as far, since the boss has not been good to him. So he said the charm on the package was, the boss put it just to scare thieves, because there was a time that some thieves came to the house and stole about, is it $5 million? I'll be 5 million naira or so. I think 5 million naira. So that was why the boss put charm, but the charm is not effective. So the driver was now like, okay, that whether effective or not, that we have to take precautions. That we don't know if we will take the money, and before you know, you start attracting problems to yourself, you start getting into issues and blah 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 and stuff like that. So that before we take the money, that we are going to have to like kind of like pray on the money. I don't know how to put it, either pray or wash the money somehow. I don't know how to exactly explain it. So he started asking that who knows a pastor here? Who knows a pastor? Finally, the lady beside him then spoke. The lady was now like that. No, that if we take it to a pastor, that of course a pastor will tell us not to eat the money, and a pastor will tell us to return the money. That instead, that she knows someone that can wash the money. That's the word they use, that can wash the money. She knows someone that the person stays in Next Cash and Carry. If you stay in Abuja, you know where Next Cash and Carry is. Okay, so that the person stays in Next Cash and Carry, that the person helped her when the brother was poisoned. That so the person will be able to wash the money. So the next thing, when I don't know anybody that stays around Airport Road, you know Airport Road. So there's this Dantata Bridge. There's a bridge called Dantata Bridge. So that bridge, if you turn to the right, you're going towards Galadimawa. Then if you turn to the other side, you're going towards Airport Junction. So the driver turned and was now driving towards Airport Junction. So the next thing, a lot of things were going through my head at the time. A lot of things, like I was like, what's going on here? Is this like the scam I used to hear about? Is this real? Is this not real? Like a lot of like things were going through my head. So as we got to that road leading to Airport Junction, I then told the driver that I wanted to come down. So the driver asked me, what's the problem? Like, are you not interested in this money? What's that? It's a lot of money to give up. I was like, no, I can't. I'm not interested in the money that he should drop me. And I want to, like, I'm going to work, for crying out loud. I don't know how me going to work turned into me going to Next Cash and Carry. So he then said, okay. So the way the road was, he could have easily dropped me like at the spot as I told him I wanted to drop, because there was a bit of traffic there, a bit of like standstill traffic, that I could just open the door and like come down and he could keep driving. If they were legit, he could keep driving to Airport Junction. But instead, he told me, hold on, and he turned to the other lane. He turned and he told me to get down, and I came down and they drove towards Galadimawa instead of driving towards Airport Junction. And in my head at the time, as in, it sounds funny, but it's true. There are a lot of people that are ignorant about this. It's very true. In my head at the time, I had not registered it that, okay, this was the type of vehicle I entered. I had not registered it at all. It was when, as they dropped me, I then called my mom. I don't know what made me call my mom. I then called my mom. Then I told her, Mommy, look at what happened. This is what happened. And she was like, oh, if you know Nigerian mothers, very dramatic. She's like, oh, Jesus. It was 419, no. It was 419, no. That, please, that, how did it happen? I told her. And she was like, no, that I should really thank God that these people, what they do is that they will carry you, then they will take you to a secluded place, then they will transfer all your money, maybe all the money you have at hand, or all the money that is in your account. Then probably they would like borrow money from your bank. They would also download loan apps on your phone and borrow money from these loan apps. That is if they even live in one piece. Then when they let you go, you are paying up loans that like they collected under duress. Do you get? So I was so grateful. And next thing, I called another friend and she told me the same thing. She was like, Omo, I should be very grateful that that vehicle was like all these 419 vehicles. So that concludes the end of my story time. That is exactly what happened. Omo, it's not easy. If you've had such experiences or you live in Abuja and you've heard of such stories, you can tell me down in the comment section. I'll be there watching to see the stories I'm going to see, because I know that a lot of people have had like hilarious stories about, not hilarious because it won't be funny at the time. So I know it will be later, like when you recount and you'll be like, oh wow, this actually happened, that sort of thing. So if you live in Abuja, be very, very careful because these people are everywhere. And there's even another one they call One Chance. That one I even heard is more deadly than this 419. They usually brutalize people. Is it the same thing? Okay.
It just depends on their mood.
Okay, so it says it's the same thing, it just depends on their mood. So they can either decide to brutalize you, beat you, collect your money, stab you, throw you out of the vehicle. Like, you can decide to do anything basically to you and still steal your money. Like, like a lot of people have like experienced this, and most of the time they want people, especially here in Abuja. I don't know why it's happening here in Abuja, like it's crazy. A lot of people talk about entering this One Chance very early in the morning, probably around that kind 6, 7, 5:30 in the morning, and late at night. That's why they advise people in Abuja, once it's late, before it gets late, you need to leave. You need to start heading home. Like, it's a very big advice I'm going to give anybody living here. Once it's getting late, head home, because these people, they come out once it's getting late, and they also come out very early in the morning, and at the end of the day, people end up being brutalized for nothing, actually. So please just be careful out there. I hope you enjoyed my story time. If you enjoyed my story time, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to share. And please leave your comments in the comment section, because I would love to read your comments on this. And thank you again for staying to the end of my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Are you coming soon to me? No parking in